Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Yeah, what I didn't want to do. Yeah, we had one.
And he will never be able to justify anything.
Hello everybody. We're in for the last goal of the tournament and we're starting back where we left last time. It's gonna be WolvesTooStrong versus White Quas, and right now we're starting back at White Quas being in the lead 1-0. We are actually right now waiting for Demo to have his setup done, and after that we're gonna be able to just go and start the games. So we good. I hope everyone is hearing me fine. I hope the sound is good too, and I just wish you all to have some fun in the games. It should be starting pretty soon, and last time we had to basically stop the match. We were playing Samogitia, and it was double Michael for WolvesTooStrong versus Oshwine and Soli for White Quas. So we're gonna start back at where we left, and hopefully it's gonna go fine. Also, just let me know if the sound is not good so I can fix it. But it should be alright. Okay, and we also have Demon's POV. That's gonna be starting. Yes. Let me see, and we all good. Okay, so it's gonna be basically the same as before, where I remember when we played the first matches, like Demon's POV was lagging quite a bit. So it's gonna start again, as I can see at first glance. I believe it should be fine. I mean, at least we have one POV for each team, so it's good enough. So, okay. Seems like Demo's having some issues with his live. So we're gonna wait a bit and see if it goes better. Okay. Okay, seems like Demo is back. Or should be back. Yep, this was starting his game, so we're gonna get ready. And Demo asking if everything's fine, so I'm just gonna send. Yep. So I'm just gonna go answer him. And seems like the game's being created, and we're seeing Diabon joining. Wilson in the waiting in the main menu right now. I'm just gonna switch on this scene so we can all get ready. Okay, so Wilson's joining, and we still have Job on being late. We only need like Mr. Babdak next, and we should be good to go. Um, I'm just gonna ask in case, so the sound is fine. It should be. Alright. So asking about the hero, yeah, as I mentioned, it was double Michael versus solely Oshrine. And okay, I seem to be able to switch to another one. I mean, it's not against the rules because both teams agree, so I mean, I'm not gonna put a stop on it. And yeah, there were quite a few changes since last time, so we should also take that into account. Alright. We should be good to go pretty soon. There are some interesting questions, and it seems like everyone's ready, and we're gonna have a 3 Michaels in the single game. That is wild. We have some angels like everywhere, and it's starting from everyone. Just gonna try to sync up. It's not gonna be an easy task. Yeah, really not gonna be an easy task to sync up. Yeah, okay, so here we go. We are seeing right now, okay, we have the visions of the Soli players and 2 Michael. It seems like the Arbon stream is having some issues. No, okay, just being late. And we are starting up with woodcutters, like 3 woodcutters straight away for demo, and already slinging all the food from Wilson to his teammate. Oh, interesting, right? We'll see what it's gonna do, and it seems it's gonna start with having like quite food coverage, like really high, and maybe sling all the food to his teammate. Very interesting start. In the meantime, we're seeing for Jabon, for example, one of the two Michaels starting cherubs and already starting to clear the camps. I don't know if it's, yeah, it's not intentional, but I don't know if it's seen that before, like the cherub was taking damages from the archer, so it's gonna have to wait a bit on under the shrine to be able to heal up. Anyway, Demo going for a tier 2 camp. It's gonna be hard to clear though with his current force and the chain of corruption being taken. So we should be a chain, yeah, on the sergeant, and is noticing it's a bit too hard there. So we're just gonna go for the shrine and heal a bit before going back to fight the camp with one less unit, so it's already fine. So the Soli player having quite a nice RNG right now because it's no camp with angels. Angels would have been a pain to deal with, but right now the warriors, as you can see, is really tanky. But Soli being tanky as well, and the solar ray being able to be casted, it's just gonna be like easily defeated, and 100 gold being taken. Okay, so there is no more food, even though the Gara was built. Yeah, it was built because Wilson wanted to go for the witch hut, which actually requires both the woodcutter and the gathering hut. So that's why it was building there. In the meantime, on Jabon's side, we can see he's going for a barracks. One of each cherub being quite heavily damaged. He should be careful not to lose it. Oh, that's painful. It's actually the first blood of the game for our players, I believe. So it's quite unfortunate. More woodcutters being added for Demo, so it should be at 4 woodcutters if I'm not wrong. One of the camp being close to the woodcutters, you would have to deal with it so the camp doesn't kill all the woodchippers. And the chain on the range unit being enough also to take them down. And level 3 for our double Michael players. On the other side, we are close to being level 3. Oh, Soli is being taken down by the raider camp. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. They actually don't know about that, but I mean, this is something. Like, Soli early game is really good for basically taking anything on the map. The bookies are gonna be able to clear the remaining of the camp, but it's still a huge time loss, experience loss, and it's gonna put like the double micro head. So really interesting. A church being added by Diabon, so maybe we're gonna see some zealots. Zealots are really effective against, like, I would say a bit of everything. So we see how he's gonna be able to use them. More woodcutters being placed, and interestingly enough, is also using his faith. So I'm not really sure about why he's using the church, because the church units are really faith intensive. So let's see how he's gonna deal with that. Back on Demo's side, we're seeing like level 3 not being scaled. I'm not entirely sure if it's a mistake or not, but he's still trying to push near. This is our second. Yeah, it should be a Michael there. so it's gonna be able to push against the Michael, maybe trying to take some worshipper down, or maybe it's gonna be able. Yeah, one worker is gonna be taken down, so he's gonna leave right now with a bit of damage and pressure being done. Okay. Oh, we could have seen a bit more about the base, but kinda missed it. More bookies being added. From the double micro players, this is a good idea going for marksman. There is an upgrade on marksman when you go to tier 2 and you build the blacksmith. You basically unlock silver bolt, and what it does is dealing twice the damage against mythical units. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, the Pookies is also a mythical unit, so it's really effective at taking them down. So really good if it's the play there. But quite a lot of cherubs. Nice micro not losing one, alright clearing the camps. And yeah, everyone is getting quite good experience. Level 4 pretty soon, so we're gonna have to see the atonement also really soon. While on the White Cross side, we are a bit late on level 4, and what we've seen from the game that was played 2 weeks ago, the first one, is that they were quite good early on, but where they be able to shine was basically on the late game, being able to idealize the Pookies and also be able to have. Oh, we're seeing a woodcutter is taken down, and we could get a quick look in the base. Maybe he's gonna lose a bit more woodcutters. But as I said, where they were able to shine was basically being able to optimize like their experience. They're able to grow really fast, and using the Pookies and other units being able to basically crush their opponents. Right there we're seeing a push against Diaborn and some worshippers being taken down, a woodcutters. Oh, it's gonna deal a lot of damage, and a few zealots. Like, it's a joint push against the shrine, maybe? Yeah. They're gonna, yeah, they wanna try to just basically kill one as fast as they can. Oh, it's gonna be painful. The shrine's gonna fall. Yeah, so right now it's gonna be really hard for the WolvesTooStrong team, because they're basically gonna be able to play one player versus two players, and yeah, it's gonna be rough, not gonna lie. Like, we can see Diaborn thinking about if he should leave or not, but be sure, even if you're dead right there. By the way, I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember if the victory condition has been picked up correctly. It seems like all units from Diaborn died at the same time, so maybe the victory condition was wrong. Yeah, I have no idea about that. It would be interesting to watch the VOD back and see what happened. But right now, what Diaborn should do is basically give all the resources to Demo, so it's gonna help him a bit. Yeah, a single single marksman skirmishes. Maybe you can watch back, but to be honest, I don't think it's really gonna matter. But you should be able to watch back in the Steam VOD. Not entirely sure. Hold on a second. Maybe I can look at it somehow. Yeah, I should be able to look at it. Yeah, okay. Single victory condition is only on shrine, so it's kind of bad. Anyway, we're seeing two players right now because we don't see the stream for Mr. Badbuck, which is the alive of Wilson, but we're kind of seeing them turtling and using the trees in order to increase the wealth income. Yeah, I'm trying to think again, but I don't know if it would have changed a lot of things. Yeah, we're just gonna go for the shrines. So the game should end pretty soon. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think it really matters anyway. So. But as you can see, the composition is clearly focused to take down any buildings. Like the Pookies deal fire damage and deal double damage against buildings, and also the Zealots deal double damage against buildings. So they have both really high damage output even against the shrine. Okay, full army stayed back. One of the book is down, but whole army is dead right now. A few towers, but as you can see, they are disappearing really fast. Even though, looking at it, the Zealots have been taking a lot of damage. It's surely not gonna be enough, but I've been crippled quite a lot. Maybe he's gonna be able to hold for once or maybe twice, but in the end, I'm not entirely sure it's gonna make any difference. Like the barracks being taken down. Yeah, and right now it should be the end really soon. All the worshippers are on the run. Soli maybe is gonna die. Yeah, she should be dying. Now it's the Pookies. Yeah, but the shrine's dead. Too much damage from the Zealots. Alright, so GG for White Quaz, who actually reached the finals. Yeah, it's gonna be in the finals, so we're gonna leave them for maybe 10 to 15 minutes so they can just order the things up, and since they played, and it's also gonna give time for everything to be set up correctly for the finals. Alright. Just gonna switch the scene if I'm not bad at it. Just go back there. Alright, and we good. Yay, we made it. Just gonna change the score. And maybe change that also. No, right now it is Kruti Bobri versus White Quartz. Alright, I'm just gonna cut the mic for a few minutes while everything is being set up, and just so everyone can grab a drink or have a short bathroom break if they need or whatever. And I'll catch you really soon. All right. So we back everybody, and for the finals, we actually gonna have someone co-casting with me. It's actually the players from WolvesTooStrong, and it's Demo. So welcome Demo for the cast.
Comment on the last game. There are some choices there that I made that were not great. But so going into this game, so we should have two really strong teams. We have Caligula and his teammate Bezo. And then on the other side, we have Mr. Babadook and Wilson. Kawa, what do we think going into this matchup?
I think it's gonna be a very interesting match. First, because both teams are kinda known for being really aggressive. As we can see from the game against you, basically we were really aggressive with bookcases and zealots and trying to focus on the shrine, and also for having played already against Bezo and Caligula, I know for a fact that they are very aggressive, and we are seeing right now already that they have picked some just hold on a second. They have picked heroes to be very aggressive, so I'm just gonna switch on the POV so anyone should be able to see, and here we go. So
Yeah,
what are your thoughts about the heroes that they picked?
Yeah, if we're looking at the current hero matchup, we have two offerings, both on either side. We're looking at charming units, a lot of stuns, a lot of mines. But the more interesting part is the Menace and Michael picks. The Menace is definitely going to play really aggressive with Wolf Harassment. And the Michael might go Tracker, I believe, was how they were playing earlier in the tournament. But I'm not exactly certain on that.
Yeah, exactly. While I'm trying to kinda sync up the POV so it's easier to follow along. Okay, we have a bit of a delay, but it's fine that way.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing is because we are on Valka and both teams are have their allies just straight close to them, and they decided to pick really two different kind of heroes. While on one side with Menace, it's very aggressive and push oriented, and on the other side we have Michael, who actually thrive at creating units and developing his eco. So let's see how it's gonna play out there.
Let's back up a little bit and kind of explain Godsworn for anyone that's kind of new to the game. So
Yeah,
what do we see right now with what was each player trying to do at the very start of the game?
yeah. I've seen during last game there are actually some newcomers in the stream, so maybe they're not really familiar with the game. Basically, Godsworn is kind of classic RTS with hero and camps, like some people might be used to. Yeah, those are not available. I'm sorry. So as we can see in Warcraft 3, we have also hero and camps, but the main difference is the camps in Godsworn actually reward you either with a worker or with a gold goblet. So the gold goblet gives you 50 gold, or depending on the strength of the camp it can go up to 100. So it's really important to take this count down.
Yeah, and it's not only gold itself or getting those extra workers. There's an XP bonus. So you'll see in the top left of the screens, we have the bar underneath the hero's HP. That is going to be the hero levels. Now these unlock different abilities. Some of them are global, some of them are tied to the heroes. Some unlock new units, things like this. and these are really important for how the game plays and kind of the builds and strategies that players can do.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly. Right now, on the Wilson screen, we could actually see a screen opening, and basically what you can do with Godsworn is send some resources to your ally. You can also give buildings or units, but right there, we've seen that Wilson has given 100 faith to his ally. So
yeah,
he's gonna go for a faith-oriented build.
yeah. So faith is one of those resources that comes out, and if you played Age of Mythology, if you played the Greeks in that game, they gain a faith by worshiping at their shrine. In this game, you have a shrine equivalent. It's kind of your main base, and your worshippers pray there or worship to gain faith. Faith is used for a lot of god powers, used for kind of the more mythical units in the game, and things like that. Now, as we're looking at these players expanding out, Kawa, you have any thoughts on how each team is building out their unit selection and things like that?
Yeah, right now we're seeing in Caligula's POV that the Menace is actually playing the Wolves units. Wolves are really fast units and really good for small skirmishes like worker disruption and very such similar things. On the other side, the Oshrine player builds up a huge army using the charm ability, and we can see that the Caligula already has a warrior in his unit, so it's a tier 2 unit that is being able to charm from the camp in the middle, who's giving him quite a huge boost of like tankiness and just overall having a better quality unit. Compared to that, what do you think about Wilson and Mr. Babadek's choice to go for Pookies, and we've seen earlier trackers?
Yeah, so the tracker Pukas play, for those that haven't been watching, we saw this earlier in the tournament. The trackers kind of play as a fast, tankier alternative to the Wolves, and the Pukas kind of act as their clear to the smaller, more numerous Wolves. Now, I'm kind of interested in how these play out, because you kind of need the Pukas and the trackers to be together to beat the Wolves. We're actually seeing a really nice dive on the mine here.
Yeah, so the mines are basically a spell that Oshwini has that kind of detonates after a certain amount of time, and wolves being really fast, they're also really weak considering their HP. So if they're able to eat a ward, are gonna be really low on health, and having a Pookies or two behind basically just gonna wipe the whole army for them.
Yeah, we're looking at some good skirmishes here. I think a mine landed. No, it looks to miss the main army in the north. We see the wolves and the trackers kind of skirmishing with each other. It's kind of the trackers want to dive on the weaker Oshrine army, but the wolves are kind of vetting them off.
Yeah, really interesting to see how they're gonna deal with that, because right now we're seeing both Menace and Oshrine trying to pressure the other Oshrine players, but having the Pookies makes it really hard to be able to deal significant damages, while the Enthroning Temple being thrown down by Caligula. So really interesting
Yeah,
play.
that's something. Yeah, that's a weirder build that we don't usually see, the Enthralling Temple. So that is going to produce units for a much significantly reduced cost, but over a longer period.
Yeah, also, basically, from what I've seen playing against them, is basically using the Enfolding Temple in order to research the upgrades for Oshrine spell. Basically, right now, at first, the charm needs the unit to be neutral to be able to be charmed and converted to you. But there is
Yeah,
an
as we're
upgrade
talking
in
about
the,
that,
yeah,
there's this huge fight that just came out, and
yeah, all the focuses
most
have
of the
been
wolves
cleared.
survived, surprisingly.
Yeah, all the trackers
Hey,
are basically dead, the Bookisses are having troubles, and Oshrine is being taken down. Oh, huge dive.
Yeah, this is a dive under the shrine. So the shrine has an auto attack that deals significant amounts of damage, though the thing can be quite slow. But beforehand, we saw a really good double stun combo come out in that fight beforehand to get both of those. Oh, do you see that? He dragged him into the stun or into the mine.
Yeah, that was really good play, and basically the Oshrine also was very lucky. If by any chance she would have been targeted by the shrine, having casted a single chain on her would have been enough to kill her. So really interesting play and good play. Oh, and the chains coming up and the trackers falling back. Oshrine is gonna die there.
Yeah, Oshrine missed that stun, and it's important to say Oshrine has a lot of really strong powers as a character. But as soon as she either loses those or is, like, I don't know, hit by a strong breeze of wind, she instantly falls over dead.
Yeah,
we see Menace.
Right there we actually seeing Menace being stunned, and this is basically one of the Oshrine spells. As we said earlier, she's really weak considering stats, but she's really good for controlling the battlefield and also being able to deal significant damage to his opponents. So right now we've seen both the Oshrine and the Menace player losing their units and their heroes. So really nice play from White Cross.
So we're seeing an interesting spell being played by Oshrine here. So you'll see on the top of the screen, she has this purple finger pointing down. This allows a unit to upgrade in levels whenever they kill an opponent's units. Now this gives them extra HP, it also gives them extra damage as they level up. Now the cool thing is the units that she's attaching it to are the Pukas. Now the Pukas, as we said, was very good flame attack, but it also has a special ability where dead enemy units drop some sort of stack on the ground, and the Pukas can then eat up this stack and gain HP and damage as well. So these Pukas are going to look really scary coming into the mid game of this.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see, the two Pukas we have on the screen right now have two different sizes. That means they have different stacks on them. So as soon as they hit the stacks, they're basically growing both on their model and also, as you just said before, in stats. So it's really important to be able to get to up to 4 stacks.
Yeah. I didn't mention it before, but their stacks are limited to 4, so there's sadly, no infinitely scaling Pukas. There's no world-devouring Pukas out there, as much as we
I don't know. I don't know if I would say sadly, The Pukas are really good units, so being able to stack infinites should be, wild.
Okay, so we're looking at... So you'll notice a lot of these wards are not just placed down to do damage. The wards are also, a lot of the times, used to get vision. Think, a lot of times, it's more like Zerg creep with the added explosion effect.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't notice this earlier, but the Oshrine player, Caligula, is already tier 2 and has a Leshy. Like the walking tree in front of of the army is a Leshy and basically really tanking, but also really weak to fire. So very interesting to see how it plays out. Alright, so we're seeing some more wards being placed. Also, as we said, as just pointers on the map. And yeah, so we have to take some time to be able to clear them.
Yeah, it's interesting he went Leshy though. Oh, there's a second Leshy coming out. So Leshies are mainly siege units. They're really, really tanky, but they don't do much damage to anything but buildings. So I'm kind of wondering what
Yeah,
this
and the
Leshy.
interesting things, we have both the Pookies, who deals tons of damage against the Leshy, but also the Sword of Michael deals a lot of damage, but we've actually seen the stun being placed on Michael and Menace being on the chase. So let's see, Michael's gonna survive maybe. Yes, he does. And a huge focus on Menace, and both Michael and Menace died. Okay, so we only have 2 or 3 right now alive
Oh,
in the
was
game.
it a Spargana I just saw queued, I think? That might be strong here, actually.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure about the Spigana, because there is nothing really that the Spigana would be good against.
Yeah, for those that don't know,
nice.
the Spargana is basically an artillery unit that has bonus against human units. Now, trackers have humans on them, but they're considered mythical, which Sparganas do less damage against.
Yeah, the other interesting thing is the slow upgrade you can research for the Spigana, but yeah, yet again, I'm not entirely sure.
Now, we are seeing the tier 3 building coming out from Offering. Now, Offering's tier 3 building is much cheaper, and her unit points are much cheaper. But the Skybolts are weak, but the wonder is, what does the other team have to counter a Skybolt?
Yeah, the Skybolt being researched. Let's see, is it gonna go for the upgrade first? No, it's just waiting for the faith. Oh, the Skybolts are really faith intensive, so maybe he should have gone for the gold first, use for the upgrade, and save up at the same time, so he's able to get the ball out as soon as the upgrade is done.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why he's not going for the upgrade. The upgrade that we're talking about in question is a +8 armor, which means physical attacks against every Skybolt will do 8 less damage.
Yeah, and the trackers maybe would be the reason to take the upgrade, and also it's always good to have the upgrades, like you're able to dive the towers, you're able to do basically anything in the base, so it would be good too.
Yeah, I was wondering on the Admiration Temple, or the Enthralling Temple, I believe is the name, at first, but that has really gotten good value over the game. I mean, we've seen several tier 2 units come out from it.
Yeah, we've seen some warriors, if I'm not wrong, coming out of it, so it's getting quite a nice value out there.
We've seen more crazily 2 wolf warriors.
Oh wow!
Into the enemy. It was crazy. It's like one of the main reasons they won that last fight. For those that don't know, wolf warriors are very, very good against mythical units. They have the silver weapon damage type, which deals 200% damage.
But isn't that an upgrade? I always thought it was an upgrade.
No, they start with that.
Oh, yeah, okay. So basically,
the upgrade
you won the lottery.
Yeah. Look, there it is, the wolf warrior right there with hiding underneath the Leshy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be that double-handed warrior there. Double-handed sword, not the double-handed axe one, but
okay, yeah, I see what you mean. But this is quite an aggressive push, and I'm not sure we're gonna be able to defend that. Like, there's so many units there.
yeah, the Austrian's backing off. She wants to somehow hold this back. The first Skybull you can see is leading that basically as a vanguard, taunting the Pukas and saying, "Oh, you can't kill me."
Yeah, both taunting and also slowing down the Pokis. So it's really well played. But there's still a lot of armies left, but we haven't seen the Michael's one.
That's true, yeah. We're limited on perspectives here, so we can't get everything. Oh, there's the Michael. That's looking heavy Zealot heavy. So Zealot's gonna scale pretty well against the Skybulls.
Yeah, but the issue there is his Austrian don't have anything to be in the front line. So it's gonna be really hard for the Zealots to be able to stay in the game.
And here comes the tier 2 transition, and I think it's too late, right?
Yeah, I believe it's too late. Or maybe, but they're gonna have a lot of things to take care and being able to thin down the armies in order to survive.
Yeah, we saw some good micro down there by both players. The micro atonement was good, and the shadows dodging out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They basically traded evenly there. I think it was a Zealot got atoned against one shadow spawn, which seems roughly equivalent if I remember. Maybe the Menace gets out slightly ahead.
Yeah, because don't forget, the main thing is the shadows are anyway temporary. So even if they survive, it doesn't matter because they're destined to be dead. So being able to take some units before they are over is already a huge play. And right now we're seeing them going on the other side towards the Michael player.
Okay, here's the main Michael mass. What is that? Militia? It's Militia Zealot Tracker?
Yeah, there are a few militant.
Oh, that's right. It's militant, not militia.
Yeah, but damage is huge.
Oh, big stun. Big stun.
Yeah, big stun, but also nice chain on Menace under the shrine. So Menace died really fast. And right now, I don't think Oshrina is being able to deal with it all by herself.
Yeah, Oshrin's army is really tanky right now, but the damage is only in the Skybull, which is almost dead, and they can't lose the Skybull in this main army. Alright, so we're looking at a Skybull split push at the top base as well.
It's both the Skybull and the Wolf Warriors. Both of them. But the spell damage also is really huge, as you see. The attraction has been upgraded in the Enfold Temple. So what the attraction does is pulling all the units in an area towards the center. Without the upgrade, it's all it does. But once upgraded, a few spikes goes out of the soil and deal damage to the units. That's why all the Zealots were heavily damaged even before the fight.
Yeah, if I wasn't mistaken, I think we just saw the first Star Daughter come out, which was the true tier 3 unit.
Yeah.
I think the only one we're gonna see this game. Now, Star Daughters, or Lunar Star Daughters.
Exactly.
Star Daughters in general are very strong.
Yeah, they are very strong, but I feel like Lunar Star Daughters are even another level. Like that,
I would disagree with
ranged. They are kind of ranged units. They're piercing, so it's already good.
The Solar Star Daughters are better, but that's another argument we can have at a different time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it all depends on the skill of the players and able to maximize the output of the unit. So
Yeah, but so for those that don't know, Lunar Star Daughters have a piercing ranged attack. They're also very quick. In fact, I think they're the second quickest unit tier in the game? I think they
believe
have 8 speed. I think Trackers and maybe Raiders are 9.
yes, both of them are faster for sure. But
Yeah.
in this game right now, only the trackers can actually do something. I mean, by that I mean being close.
Yeah.
We're seeing a few spells being used on the mines and the towers. I'm not entirely sure about the use, but
the use is to get that bull away. We're looking at really. It seems like a tiering issue. Oh wait.
Oh, Avenging Angels.
Yeah, that's quite interesting as a counter for the bulls. But so what we're looking at right now is the team with Wilson and Zuliabum. I definitely said that name wrong, but I tried.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
So, but this team, it just really looks like they had a good early game. They had a good mid game, but the transition just wasn't there into the third tier. So now it's just them fighting off bulls, and assumably Star Daughters are coming up. And like we said, Star Daughters are really strong. I'm uncertain on where their counter is. I assume it's gonna be Chong.
You know, the main thing that might change the outcome of the battle is the recognition on the ball. Luna Star Daughters are known to throw some Shadow Wolves, and being able to kill a Shadow Wolf gives experience, so the bull can become massive really fast.
Yeah, we're seeing what is that, 4 Star Daughters? Tracker. So Star Daughters also have that silver damage we were mentioning earlier.
Exactly.
And they will melt all these trackers really quickly.
Oh, this is a rough battle we're seeing there.
Interaction goes out, but there's not the upgrade to it, so it's not going to deal that extra damage.
Yeah, I'm just going to change the POV because he's playing with a wider view of a battlefield. It's going to be easier to follow along. But we're seeing there the daughters are quite low HP, but okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, GG.
GG is cool, and it's the first game for Kruti Bobri in this finals. Really nice plays there.
Yeah, I really liked this game. This was really back and forth at the beginning. One team got a pretty big tech advantage on the other, which led to the ending. But even with the tech advantages, they were still fighting back pretty much till the end.
Exactly. Maybe if you could get like a few bulls more out with recognition, the outcome of a battle maybe would have changed. But right now, I feel like they pushed right at the correct time and were very, very decisive with that.
I don't know, I would have liked to see them push earlier with like your first 2 bulls you push. But I understand playing it safe. They were split pushing with the bulls and taking out mines and things like that. But I would have liked to see kind of an earlier big attack, big push. They got to it in the end, but
yeah, maybe what really helped them was being able to lay down a lot of wards throughout the map, so they got divisions pretty much everywhere. Whereas for White Quest, they couldn't quite go past the middle of the map. We've seen a few times the trackers going further, but aside from that, we haven't really seen a lot of things.
Alright, so looking at it, Simogedia. Now, this map plays very different to Volca.
Oh
This is
yes,
going to be much tighter corridors. So,
both a lot of
Wolfpack,
corridors,
Success,
and also depending on where you spawn. We mentioned earlier about some camps being stronger. On this map, there is actually a slight chance to spawn close quite a lot of angel camps. Can you
yeah,
talk about the angel camps for a bit?
I would rather not, given my flashbacks on this map, on getting stuck in my base with 5 angel camp spawns. Let's just say they are significantly harder than other camps, and you do not want an angel camp to spawn. Each one we see, we will probably call out, but they hurt. That avenging angel in the center of that camp does some damage.
Yeah,
Now we're looking at
previous game we mentioned the bit of avenging angels being in the game. What the angel camps has is basically a feud cherub and an avenging angel. The specificity of this angel is having really fast damage, fast attacks, and also having lifesteal on basic attacks. So it's really hard to actually be able to kill them.
Yes. And its damage is really high. That thing
Yeah.
will kill you.
Exactly.
You'll misclick in one spot, and then Angel Camp will come and fight you. Now, interesting, the split on this map looks to be right-left, which is not the traditional split.
Yeah.
It is one of the more fair splits to do on this map, but it is not. Most players do top-down. Left-right, we're looking at some really safe. So, there are different gold mines in this game. You have copper, silver, and gold. Each one giving you increasing amounts of gold per each mine. So, on this current layout, we're looking at one safe gold mine for each team, along with 2 safe copper mines, if I remember correctly. This is going to really play out to maybe be a more tech-oriented game unless they have a one-sided push.
Yeah, there are a few paths on this map basically, so it's really interesting to see how they're gonna play it out. And if you're really not careful, you can be really fast outpaced in the map, and basically you don't want to be caught out of positions. If, let's say, for example, if you're clearing the back of your base and someone's pushing on the other side towards your ally, you want to make sure to be able to spot them really fast so you can provide assistance if needs be.
Yeah, this map is really big, and some of the pathways are longer than you would think. Sometimes you think you're next to your base until you realize there's 3 cliffs in your way.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's
Okay.
I actually did not notice in the yeah, exactly. I did not notice at first, but it seems like we have a bit of change right now because we are escaping on the Oshrine for the Soli, kinda reminiscent of what they did against you.
Yeah, so Soli is generally played as a late game character. Once you get level 4, you get access to 2 really good economy spells. One of them gives you a free worker for 100 faith on any resource building. And the other one gives you what is equivalent to half of a copper mine.
Oh, and real bad luck on the camps. Oh, some wolves being aggroed by the woodcutters. Yeah.
Because at least it pulled it back into the thing. But those woodcutters basically go to Narnia. If they see an enemy next to them, they will cut the tree nearest to the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing once again the witch hut being placed down, so we can say for the fact that we're gonna see some more Bookie's plays. We love our fire little dragon, right?
A really cool unit. I always love seeing the Pukas come up. No, I was saying that, but the Sleaze Clear looks good. The Oshrine is playing well. Everyone's doing well here. We see a barracks opening from the Oshrine.
Yeah, and the tier basically, oh, right there, the tier 2 count is 2 Pookies, so that was actually good at taking a tribesman with the army.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. So, what is this barracks doing? Is this like a skirmish for play? Are we getting out multiple tribesmen? Are we playing? Oh wait, this might be Mass Marauder. This might. I will.
That could be Mass Marauders, in fact. Yeah, I agree with you. And we are soon past level 3 for Kruti Bobri, and we are only half of level 3 for White Quas, so we need to step it up a bit if we want to catch up, and Menace coming in order to pressure them. So
yeah, I really like this Menace pressure. You gotta keep that sleeve from getting level 4. That econ boon she gets is really, really huge.
I agree, and the walls being
good,
there.
Good Ember drop. So
yeah.
The Ember is a pretty expensive spell. However, it does do that big AoE burst, and with Sully's AoE on her auto attack, it will melt through wolves in seconds.
Exactly. I believe that the die in 3 hits with 2 tower and butt shots plus 1 cleave of Sully. It should be really close to that, so really cool. But right now we've seen, because of the pressure applied by the Menace player, that the goal from the camp has not been taken, and it delays by a lot the first few Pookies, so really cool play.
Yeah, and better yet, he's delaying the actual area the Pookas can get loot. The Pookas needs the bodies for those loot. You can see him by spamming that loot thing. He's just trying to pick up anything in the local area, but he only has that 2 camps, I think, in his base.
Yeah, but basically the Menace also needs to be very careful not giving out some wolves, because the Pookies is gonna really love being able to eat them after they die.
Yeah.
Let's go back a bit for the Oshrine player, being able once again to have a warrior charm, so
yeah,
really cool.
Let's look at what is the Oshrine's army makeup. So she's trying 3 zealots, which is really good. She has the bonus warrior. Was that a wolf warrior I saw in her arsenal? I know she's laying down mines on the other side of the map, but
no, there's no wolf warriors. There's no temple, so there's no way to have one there.
You're right.
But yeah, very interesting play. I'm not sure if the barrack is being used, by the way, so that feels kinda weird, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see what she's gonna do next.
I'm kind of waiting for some sort of... So, Menace and Oshrine really are early game characters. So, with these 2 characters, usually what I would want to see is some sort of early game timing attack. Especially if the opponent's going to pick Sully. I don't really see it getting ready right now unless they're just about to launch it off. This makes me worried. I don't know what the Michael's been doing. And I know we don't have a camera on that, but leaving out Michael this long.
You're right, it's true, we haven't seen anything from Michael so far. And even there, we see the Oshrine has been clearing quite close from Michael, but it seems like nothing has been taken down so far, and the tempo being laden once again. I feel like right now, Kruti Bobri is in really good shape.
Yeah, I feel like the Soleil is alive, which, if you played Soleil, that's quite an achievement at this point. She's been denied, but she has her one mine, and that's level 4 if I see in the top left for her, right?
Right now we are level 3 for
Level
Soli,
3.
yeah, for Soli and Michael, and level 4 for their opponents. So they're even late
They're also
on the
far
experience.
away from level 4. I'm
Yeah,
kind of wondering what this Michael is gonna come out with.
What I would have loved from them was, as soon as they're being pressured in the front, being able to just farm the camps in the back, trying to take the advantage in upgrades, and being able to go for maybe the double eco upgrade, as you mentioned, for Soli, and capitalize on that and go for G2 and start to
Yeah,
bundle those out.
I would love to see that too, but if you look at how the map is laid out, that bottom spawn where Celia is, she's kind of blocked off.
Exactly, and we've had the sneak peek also in the Michael base. He's going right now for a bit of marksman, but zealous also.
Okay, so we're looking at a pretty standard Michael. Looking at zealot marksman, probably 1 footman, maybe 2 to mix in for tanks.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure it's gonna be enough right now.
Maybe. I'm still wondering. I still think they're waiting for this attack to come until after tier 3.
The thing is, I believe the first attack is gonna come with daughters already, and maybe bulls also.
Yeah, that's what I'm think. That's what I think they're waiting for. Which the sleep Pukuses are great. They're good against tier 1 and tier 2 enemies. But I mean, against Sky Bulls? Against Lunar Star Daughters?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. And by the way, maybe you can see it right there because it might be a bit small for you, but we can see the health for Michael, who went down by a lot. I believe it was less than 200 HP left, so that would have been a really close call. And
I actually think we kind of missed it, but there was fighting, or at least the attraction spell went off on Wilson's screen. I'm uncertain what he used it for, but I assume that's why Michael's HP was so low.
Okay. And the angel count right there.
No.
It should have been able to clear it earlier in order to clear a path in order to go to help his teammate if he needed.
Yeah,
but this camp is gonna be their level 4, by the way.
The back part of the map is really weird. Okay, here we go. Alright, we see both. We see that serpent tree combo coming in. Alright, here's a really awesome part of the game. So he's using that serpent on his ally to gain that extra +1 worker.
Yeah, and as you can see, he has been saved a lot of faith, so he had been able to put a lot of serpents on his buildings and also on Michael buildings.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I'm feeling a bit concerned right now, because even if he has faith, he hasn't put down the tree already, and it makes a little bit more tricky to play the game if he can stack up the trees.
Yeah, he needs to place down that. So the tree is also on a cooldown. The serpent is not as a big part. So I would love to see him placing down a tree. Here we go.
Okay.
It's the first instant serpent.
Yeah, and
honestly,
interestingly enough, he's put down the trees on Michael bases.
The silly spells.
Yeah.
Or not silly, the ushering spells just massacring Michael's army.
Yeah, this is the thing I hate the most playing against Orshrine as Michael, because right now the only option he has is either having a few nurses to heal up his armies or having to go back to his shrine. So
Yeah,
we have to pay a lot of attention not to being caught out in the map.
yeah, that matchup is really rough because she just pulls everything in and then just bursts it down. Oh my god, another
Oh
good attraction.
wow.
Go straight into the point.
And I'm pretty sure the mines have the upgrade right now, dealing also reduced armor and magic resist.
Yeah, it also buffs their damage a little bit, I believe. I'm not exactly certain on that upgrade, but so we're seeing
Oh wow.
Menace is still playing Wolves at this point, which the Wolves are not going to help.
He is, but does it even
Shireen's
need
army,
anything else, by the way?
I'm not certain if they just push this in. I'm not certain the attraction should be on a 150-second cooldown or something like that, or a 60-second. If they just
Oh wow.
put those in,
It's just
okay.
a spell shower right now.
Yeah, but what do they have after the spells?
Um
Like Wolves? I guess Menace, right? Menace has a big dash.
yeah, the thing is, the army is so crippled that Menace with a dash should be able to clear most of the army.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
this is the tricky part.
Dude, but here's the thing. The other army isn't pushing into them. Which
Research?
means
Oh,
Selite Trees Galore is what we could be looking at. The Golden Apple Orchard.
I don't quite
That looks down
agree
right
with what
now.
I've seen.
But, oh, that's 2 Sparganas. Alright. I like the Sparganas here against Mass Zealot.
Yeah, that's Paganus, but also I don't really agree with what I've seen, because we've seen the recurved bow being researched and some bowmans being like queued up.
He might be doing it because he has. I mean, what is recurve bows is quite cheap now.
Yeah, it's still 200 gold, and
But
you can see it's generating only 12 right now.
I'm
It
thinking what
needs
this might
gold
be.
for going higher tier and having daughters out.
Oh, you're right. But he has a lot of wooden food extra, so I think he's trying to dump that out. And
I really
the
think
bowman-
he should. Yeah, I really think he should have fed his Michael. Michael would have loved to have the food back from the army.
yeah, I'm wondering where the marksmen are from Michael. I'm not certain what the actual things are where it comes out with their build, but so for those that don't know, Michael is pretty renowned for building marksmen, which are basically men with crossbows, and they have some really good damage, and are really good for microing, and they're also surprisingly cheap come the end game.
Yeah.
Even the mid game, but
Exactly.
honestly, I
when
don't
you
hate this coming out of them, but
to be honest, when looking at the state of the game right now, the Michael player should be able to have a really great income of marksmen. Like he should be able to produce maybe 2 at a time, or maybe roughly 1.5 at a time. So you should be able to have way more units and also being able to save up way more. So
we say that, but look at that zealot count.
It's not that many considering. Okay, so maybe we haven't seen some
that's
fights.
A lot of zealots.
Yeah, but
so we're seeing a lot of posturing as well. Okay, Skybull's coming out.
Yeah, and the fight is over.
So, Well, it's not. Those Skyballs can't approach unless they've killed those Zealots. There's no way. That
right
is,
now, considering the
probably-
health, it could be able to just go with 2 or 3 Skyballs and win. I wouldn't be surprising.
I wouldn't be surprised, but diving that, I mean, you chain down one Skyball, you just kill the other one. We're looking at a pause in the game. Kawa?
Yep.
What?
It seems like there is some lagging.
Oh, okay. Now, looking at the game right now, I'm gonna say, I think the Lashrin and Menace might pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. To be honest, the Menace and first Daughter's out, and it's really rare to see Menace being able to have Daughters out even before Soli being able to. And we're seeing in the small screen on the right the Celestial Hall being placed down for Soli, so they're gonna have to wait for a bit before being able to do anything else. But huge engage and all the spells running down. The good things, by the way, was the Zealots not being able to be taken by the spells. But
yeah, and there's a lot of tiers that are just doing big AoE damage to the Sashrin army. Plus the Pook is actually getting damage in, but they're not taking down those key units. They're doing good damage, but
some Pookies being taken down. That is rough.
Yeah, and if you look at the key units in this army, you have Skyballs, Daughters, and Spraganas is the things you want to snipe out, and basically none of them died there, despite them diving into a pretty heavily fortified area. Level 5 coming up.
In the GG score. That was a nice game, bro.
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm just gonna stay with the screen. In my opinion, the real issue there was the Soli being too slow to add up trees and go to Daughters. With a few more Daughters, she could have done way better.
I'm not certain exactly what the call on the teams were there. Maybe they wanted to pump out a little bit more units. Maybe it's just a player error. You know, these things happen. But yeah, something with 3 or 4 more trees in that game really makes a big difference.
Yeah, and the issue is, I don't know if you spotted it or not, is most of the time the faith was there, but the trees were not placed. So it's definitely an error from a white quas there.
Yeah, so we're looking at the next map. What is this? Is this going to be Krakow, maybe?
I believe it's going to be Krakow, yes.
So Krakow's kind of interesting. You have 2... We'll see how they split them out. But generally you have 2 players in a shorter spawn distance, and then 2 on a longer spawn distance. If you played 3v3 maps, in RTS games, usually you have a pocket player. This map, you kind of have a pseudo pocket, which is that longer spawn. Now, a lot of players like...
What would be the kind of pocket players for you, considering the spots?
What I generally like doing is playing like a Soli in the pseudo pocket, and then playing Menace, and then playing the Menace really aggressively. But you could do a Michael in the pocket. Sharina I don't love as the pseudo pocket pick. She has a lot of chances to pick up some good camps. But Skyballs really don't match.
The thing is also, there are quite a few good camps in the middle of the map, so maybe you want to make sure to have a location where you can easily access the middle of the map, maybe some of that are better. Oh, and
Oh, we
we're
get the map
going
switch.
for Venta.
So Venta, for those that don't know, is mainly meant to be a free-for-all map. However, it's been in this tournament, add a little mix-up map. Not many people play on Venta ever. I think I played on this map once or twice. What we're going to look at is a very strong center of the map where players want to get control of those golden lights, but also it's kind of open, kind of closed, depending on where you are on the map. It's a very interesting map. Not certain how it's going to play out here.
The
Oh,
thing?
we get the
No,
switch back.
we're going back to Kruti. Okay. Oh, I kind of feel sad. I wanted to see Venta for once. But anyway, White was gonna have to win on this one to go to Venta. Oh man, I'm really curious about what they're gonna do on there and if they're gonna play more aggressive or not, because right now we're not seeing a Noshrine, but a Menace.
Yeah, we're seeing Michael Menace. We're seeing Mr. Babadook seems very comfortable on the Michael pick. And I believe we've only seen him pick Michael in this current series.
Yeah, exactly, and even on the previous one he only played Michael as well. So it might be better off playing Michael if he's confident with it. But he's open right now. The game is gonna be really aggressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, especially with the Menace pick. The Menace switch. So Bezo's Menace is quite aggressive. I played with him a lot in 1v1 games. He is, as we've seen in the last games, he's going to play Wolf Heavy. I assume the other Menace will also play Wolf Heavy.
Yeah, maybe they thought the Pookies were not going great enough to be able to deal significant damage in the game. So maybe that's why they switched to Menace.
That's what I'm thinking too. They want Oshrine to play mainly Pukas, and it's kind of interesting because if you played the game recently, you're kind of asking yourself, where are the Marauders?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of weird to me. And also, while it's good to be able to charm the unit, I believe it's a mistake to delay for that long in order to get another charm. What do you think?
Delaying for the charm is not terrible. It really depends on what unit you're getting. The Paladin there, I usually would not delay the charm for. But it was
for the Marauders, I believe.
Oh, the Marauder.
Yeah, it was a Marauder tribesman camp.
I think the Marauder might be a mistake. There's some camps where I definitely would delay. This is a really good, actually, tech by them. This is a really good tech. Where the Oshrine wants to lay down the mine there. Help her how I clear that camp.
Yeah, and also the Menace player was able to gather 2 camps at the same location, so it was really well played from them.
Yep, here we go. Classic invert develop. Good value for the Oshrine. And
let's see what they're doing on there.
So this is weird to put Menace in the pocket position. Feels like you want that Menace in that more forward, just cleared 2 camps and then get the enemy. Wolf Micro is looking good so far. He hasn't lost a single one. All of them are helping him clear the camps. Not losing a single one actually is surprisingly difficult sometimes.
Yeah, he's been doing a decent job there.
Yeah. Walk in the wrong camp and get your wolves minded by 3 militia. Feels bad.
What I'm really concerned, by the way, is I feel like they're going really slow for taking the camps. For example, if we switch back to Caligula, we're seeing they're already level 3 and still pushing for camps. So Likewise is going way slower, even if they're able
Alright,
to come quite
first
close.
engagement. Oh, the
Yeah.
miscast. Miscast on that. Retreats back into the ward. Feels
Yeah,
good
but
here.
it's still not enough.
No, I actually think it is enough. I don't think there was any
Um,
units traded off, but how do you deal with the menace here? The two zealots kind of have to ward him off, but
Yeah, the thing is, it can't bring the walls there because the walls would have died really fast.
yeah, the ward, placing down the ward was really crucial. But the question is,
Oh,
this is good.
and we're
The
seeing a
ward's
dead
behind it.
menace.
Yes. I mean, I know we talked about earlier the Ashrine's vulnerability, but Menace is also surprisingly vulnerable. I mean, he's fast. Is his main advantage. Usually he can, well, I would say dodge out of those, but
The main
I
difference
think I've used
between
that dodge like 200 times.
exactly,
So.
but the main difference between Menace and Oshrine is nice
That
stun.
Ashrine stun.
That is a really sick one.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the main difference between both Oshrine and Menace is basically Menace you need to land a stun on him, and if you can, he's most likely dead. But as Oshrine, if you get too close, you're basically dead. So it's kind of different, but they're both really and two really nice can by the way. But they're both really weak considering the damage they can take.
Yeah, so we just saw the Menace's main wolf stack get wiped. Now, this is going to be real bad going into kind of the mid game and more pressure part.
Yeah, and they're still
As
not level
Menace, you
3.
need that wolf stack. You need 10, 15, 20 wolves to contest the enemy.
Exactly.
But right now,
and
I don't.
The level 3 is really, really late, by the way.
Yeah, they're just levels behind. We got the wolf stack wipe. He's gonna delay the level up. He's gonna save that. We're gonna look for a warrior patron and blade dash for level 4, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of considered the best spells you can take on him. So
I still think sleep is really, really good, but
yeah, sleep is really good. I agree, but doesn't bring as much value than those two spells. I'm not sure. Okay, so Menace is still clearing camps, and go back to Oshrine, and we already passed level half a level.
oh, this is an Australian camp, the triple raider camp. So the reason he's more than likely not going to clear this camp is because raiders are a tier 2 unit, and he basically can get one every 60 seconds for only 100 faith, which is a huge discount. We see him walking back now. Yeah, he might just farm this up for all 3.
Yeah, I believe he's gonna do it. This is a really
trackers.
good play. By the way, on the other side of the map, we're actually seeing some aggressions on the mines. So also interesting play, but you need to pay attention. The Michael being left alone with less than half HP is really weird. It can go really fast.
It can be weird, but if he has that big swipe attack, the wolves have a really hard time diving on him. So Michael has an upgrade where he gets a significant amount of damage, and it also makes his swipes or his big sword swings AoE. Now,
Yeah,
I believe it's like 2 hits on the wolves and they die.
Um, I don't know actually. I believe it's free.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Either
but
way, that
it's still
swipe
really
takes.
fast.
Yeah, those wolves melt under Michael. The wolves
Exactly.
also really can't damage him because they have bite damage type, and Michael has metal
Yes,
armor.
and we're gonna have a big issue right now because on Caligula's side, we are back on the unfurling the temple, so he's gonna have back the upgrades that were dealing a lot of damage on the attraction, for example. So it's, as we can see right there. So even the
Yeah,
trackers are gonna die really fast at this point.
there's that
Oh,
blade dash. Oh my god, all the wolves disappeared.
yeah, there was a ward kinda hidden in the trees. So
Was that what also hit them? I saw a
yeah,
blade dash. I don't know what else made the wolves disappear.
yeah. There
Oh,
was a blade dash. Oh, he could use the crescent to heal. Yes, good point. Good play.
good.
There was both a blade dash and a ward placed under his feet.
Dude,
But
you can
it
tell
was
he
oh,
killed by the shadows.
what a snipe. Right now he's thinking about
Wait. The trackers could just kill Menace, right? They don't
Yeah,
really.
they
The wolves
could.
can do damage, but
Oh,
no, maybe it is just. Maybe the blade dash is enough. They're
it
just too
was enough.
low.
Yeah.
That's gonna be GG coming out, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, GG is being called. And we've seen a 3-0 in the finals. What?
Yeah, it was quite interesting. The first match I thought was really, really close.
Yeah,
There was a lot of back and forth.
the first match was maybe the closest one, and the second one maybe a bit of misplay that would have made it way closer than it was.
Yeah.
But I'm still sad we've not seen Venta, by the way.
For those listening, Kawa actually wanted Venta to be played. He's the only reason it's in the blood. And 100% certain.
Yeah, but think of it, the map is really interesting, right? It wasn't intentionally designed in a way same as Varka, but it wasn't also designed for the same purpose as Samogitia. So it was kind in the middle range of the both of them. So it would have been really interesting to me.
Oh, well, you can have your own opinions on that one.
Yeah.
On the. But yeah, so this was what, the first 2v2 tournament?
Yeah, that was the first one, indeed.
I thought both teams played really well. Despite whatever misgivings we might send their ways. We get the advantage of seeing both sides and knowing everything happening in the game and not actually playing the game.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I don't know what you guys in chat might think. Even when I'm gonna post basically this VOD on YouTube, I would be really interesting about what you think about this tournament, what you liked, what you disliked, and if another edition would be cool also to try preparing. And I'm also gonna ask you the same questions, Demo, because not only you've been co-casting the last match with me, but you've also played on the tournament.
Yeah, honestly, the tournament went really well. I'm surprised. I don't know how much anyone watching this has actually thought about how much Kawa has put into getting multiple POVs, but it was, I assume, extensive to get OBS, and you basically have to send the OBS stream to him so he can stream both sides, which is why sometimes we have missing, or he's had missing viewpoints. But honestly, I'm very surprised on the quality of the tournament, mostly on how it looks, because I didn't have to deal with that, and I really don't. And I'm so glad you dealt with it.
Yeah, basically you can say it was more a passion project that was planning for quite some times. I've been thinking about hosting a tournament first for 1v1s. Even back then it was on Steamfest, but I was kind of missing the technical points, and I was thinking, okay, so maybe we can wait a bit, see if some observer modes would be possible in the game, or I mean, depending on the map that were being added or some things. But at some point, I mean, I could have waited for maybe five or even more months without having like the observer features. I know it's not about blaming about anything. I know it's really hard to implement those things and being able to make them look really cool.
Yeah.
So about this project and what I would call the passion project was basically applying everything that I could have known, using technologies who would allow me to do some restreams. There are many things that I could have done better, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to put a way more work in order for it to look how I would love it to look. But if more players are really interested for maybe another 2v2 tournaments or whatever, I would be really glad to host one. And to be honest, the worst thing about kinda worst, I would say, the worst thing about hosting a tournament is basically dealing with time zones. Like, those are crazy hard to deal with. When you have some guys coming from let's say East America and the other guys being close to Eastern, I would say even West America and Eastern Europe, it's a big mess because it's like half a day time differences. But overall, I'm really glad about how it went, even if it took a long time to set up, even if we had some issues about even those time zone. I mean, I'm really glad. And also,
And the other issue being my
What?
IP, my internet provider.
yeah,
The
I
issues
mean,
we had while we played the game today.
yeah, but those are
Was
kind
outside of
of
my call was
those
good
are
for that.
unplanned and can happen at any moment. Even during the finals, could have happened. But we don't have anything we can deal to prevent that. I mean, as for time zone, you can kind of predict who's gonna play, maybe tweak a bit about the brackets so you have less of a big differences playing for a round or another. So all
Yeah,
those things
I
are
was-
possible.
I was also really interested in this tournament. The builds that we saw were very different than the builds that I see in the game. Now, it's important to say this tournament is playing on the unstable branch, which means
Exactly.
there's a lot of changes currently on the unstable branch that haven't been in the game, so that changes the meta a lot. But we've been seeing a lot of Pukas. Right?
Yep.
Wilson and Mr. Babadook, they really like their Pukases. And
Oh
they've
yes,
been
they do.
the Pukases have been performing much better than we've seen the base game. We also found kind of interesting counters. I really wanted to see a Marauder build come out in this finals. I really thought we would. But
Yeah, I believe it could have worked, but like
it could
there
have
was
worked.
so many Pukises.
There was a lot of Pukises. We saw Wolf play, which you always see Wolf play with Menace. That's his whole character.
Yeah.
In the Enthralling Temples, I thought, looked quite strong when they came out. You get access to that attraction upgrade, which we saw did numbers against Michael's.
Yeah, the attraction basically was able to deal with the whole army of Michael, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion, but that was really nice play.
Yeah, and then there was also several Wolf Warriors came out of it. It actually seemed pretty game-changing when the Enthralling Temple was built. In fact, it was built before the Sky Pasture, which would give you access to a Tier 3 unit.
Yeah,
Right.
thinking about it, it would kind of make sense because you need to stack up the faith, and going early game for the ball, either you can have your teammate feeding you a lot of faith in order to have balls out, or you do something else while getting some faith, and this was really clever.
Yeah, it was just very interesting across the board. Everything for each match that was played. I liked every build coming out from both the teams. All of them seemed very solid. And honestly, fun matches to cast.
Yeah, I agree. Even for me, it was way funnier having someone else to interact with. I mean, it's not that I've kind of been used to cast solo, but casting with someone else, I mean, it's a different feeling about the game, and you can pay more attention about many things that happen during the game without having to think about what you're gonna say about it.
Yeah. And we also get things where one person just doesn't see something, and the other one definitely sees it, and they point out that this big moment happened.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I believe I'm gonna call it a day for the stream, and I would love to have more feedbacks in the channel dedicated for this tournament on the Discord server. I'm gonna change the title because now the tournament is over, but it's still gonna be open, and be sure to hop in there and say anything you have to say about the tournament. So in the end, I'm gonna say thank you, Demo, for joining me for casting the finals, and GG to Kruti Bobri for winning the tournament 3-0 over White Quads.
Yeah. GG to everyone that played. I actually choked on my words there.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright. See you another time, guys.